Because it was a court case.
Just a quick video, just a sort of round up.
The guy got 4.
About Stephen Ogilvie. So I was talking about it last night, and you know, as it develops, so you sort of get to find out a bit more. So Stephen Ogilvie, I'm not sure if he was originally from Belfast, but he lived in Livingston, and it's quite a big deal to be in a court case where somebody, McLeave, his last name, got 15 years or 14 years in jail. Their first, like, Stephen Ogilvie put him in jail, and here he lands up being probably murdered in Belfast. "25 years later." So it's like, it's a bit of a coincidence. Yeah, well, I think it is a coincidence. I don't think so. The black, he's got black skin. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that, is there? The black guy only recently came to Belfast, so I think, like, the guy that got jailed, McLeave, if he's still alive, is going to be going, ha ha, because that's the bastard that put me inside. You know, because he didn't pay his drug debts. That's why they set fire to him naked, and he had to. So he must have fled. So he's obviously not. He's not went underground enough, and he hasn't disappeared enough by going to Belfast from Livingston. You know, so I think that's a bit of a background of Stephen Ogilvie. But I still think, obviously, it doesn't make it right what happened. I still think it's an atrocity, and I think the other guy's going to be dead man walking, and he should be as well. You know, I think it's appalling. We should be protected from that, and the British government have failed us, so's the Irish government. They're all the same, all these lot. That Sinn Féin women, they're all the same. They're all criminals. They don't give a shite about us in our communities. Because they, like so Swinney goes and lives in Blairgowrie, he's not going to live with these types. And yeah, don't get me wrong, not all of them are like that. Some of them are decent people, but why? Why did we import that guy? Because that guy wasn't decent, was he? How long did it take for him to show how violent and monstrous he was? It wasn't that long, was it? It was only like 3 weeks. So who decided to allow him into our country? And that's a crime. And it's no use saying that, oh well, you know, there's so many wonderful migrants. Yeah, sure there is, yeah. Anyway, I kind of have talked about it quite a bit, but I think Stephen Ogilvie's has a colourful past, and you know, the narrative is, it does make you angry, it made me upset. He is a vulnerable guy, right? But he's been in a lot of shit and a lot of stuff, I think, so. But he doesn't deserve what happened to him, but at the same token, he's not exactly lived a very good, clean life, is he? And it's kind of what happens. But it's no justification for it, of course, no. Yeah, I mean, it depends which way you look at these things. The narrative can shift. People have a narrative, and they go with it, and it is an ever-changing landscape. I mean, the public opinion can change as a drop of a hat. It's generally, I think it's women really that sort of control the narrative, especially on Facebook. So, Stephen Ogilvie was set on fire in 2001, and he landed up there's a guy who got put in jail, McLeave. That's his last name. I think it might have been Stephen as well, I can't remember. Oh, let's look it up then. Right, so Belfast stabbing victim drugged and torched by gang leader at Livingston flat in horrific attack. Stephen Ogilvie was attacked by David McLeave at the property in West Lothian in 2001. The victim of alleged attempted beheading in Belfast was drugged and torched by an Ulster gang leader at a flat in Livingston. was attacked by David Clay at property in West Lothian in 2001. Mr Ogilvie, 44, moved from Belfast to Scotland to live with McLeave, but was attacked by a drug dealer as he watched the TV. So Ogilvie, so the thing, I was saying to somebody to say today, Ogilvie, that's them. I've got like connect. Some of my lot married Ogilvies. This is a Scottish name, isn't it? But Northern Ireland and Scotland. So the names that my family tree's got the same names in Londonderry and Northern Ireland, and the names are, so it's like, say, well, is he Irish or Scottish? It's the same thing really, as far as I can tell. It seems to be. So my surnames are also prevalent in Northern Ireland. In fact, Macbeth is actually, that's where the most of them are, is in Londonderry. Anyway, so fact he's actually from Northern Ireland and he's moved to Scotland, central Scotland, well, West Lothian. It's not exactly unusual, really. So McLeave, who was 21 at the time, alright, he was younger than him. No, Ogilvie's 44 now, so no, he's the same age, so it's 25 years ago. Yeah, he was about 20 as well. Cleve, who was 21 at the time, gave Mr Ogilvie the date rape drug GBH, then stripped him, poured aftershave over him and torched him. Mr Ogilvie, who is understood to have learning difficulties, later woke up to find his body on fire. Cleve, who was 21 at the time, gave Mr Ogilvie the date rape drug GBH and stripped him, poured aftershave over him and torched. The sentencing ordeal was captured in the video by his torturers. He then fled back to Belfast. So it looks like he's not. So he's probably from Belfast. Yeah. Cleve was jailed for 14 years at High Court in Edinburgh in April 2003. Alright, 14 years from 2003. Right. Okay. I wasn't counting it like that. I was counting it from 2001. So it's 2017. His gangland accomplice Paul Campbell, then he's 20, Thomas Evan, 21, everyone's 20, Edward Lindsay, 20 and 20-year-old Lee Kingham were jailed for drug offences. On his return to Belfast, Mr Ogilvie told the court how he feared for his life after he was bundled into a car by McLeave's associates Barry and Paul Campbell. Campbell's brother Barry was also jailed for 6 years for his involvement in shock and abducting and terrified Mr Ogilvie, possessing a rifle without a licence. Time Mr Ogilvie told the court, "I'm terrified and my nerves are shattered." I'm surprised. Mr Ogilvie is currently in hospital with serious injury. This is from the Daily Record, and this is 4:30, the 10th of June. That was yesterday. Hadi Allotted, 30, has since appeared at Belfast Magistrates Court charged with attempted murder. Allotted, a Sudanese national, was also charged over threats to kill an NHS radiographer and possession of a knife. He refused legal representation and made no plea to charges which were put to him through an Arabic interpreter. Allotted, with an address at Duncairn Avenue in Belfast, was remanded in custody. Let's have a look at that. So there's Kinnaird Place, at Kinnaird Street. I think that's where, or was it Kinnaird Place? So there's Duncairn Avenue. Sorry, we're using my old phone. It's not as good as the new phone, but you know, when you look at that from there, it doesn't look like a bad area. How can it? Well, it's got playing fields and that there. So the Phoenix Bar. We'll have to go over to Northern Ireland to have a look. So the M2. We'll have to go over and have a look. So that's okay. It's there. Alright, so it's not far from the harbour. No, it isn't. It's not far. So we go there, we need to go to Cairnryan. It's over there. There. So it's not far. It's not far from the harbour. It's not far. It's a walking distance for the ferry. That's where the address is, Duncairn Avenue. So that's Stephen. I mean, I haven't even watched the video. I don't want to watch it. It's fucking gruesome. I know KKK's watched it. I know people I've spoken today have watched it. I don't know how they've seen it. Has it been banned off YouTube? I don't know. I suppose they'll be taking it down as soon as it gets put up. I don't want to watch it, it's horrible. There's charming David McLeave. He's probably still around, might be, who knows. It's kind of like there, but for the grace of God go I. It's like, you know, I mean, we've all been through some pretty weird. I have. I've had a bit of a messy life with a lot of ups and downs, a lot of tragedy, and I've had a lot of shit that was caused by me and my behaviour. And this guy, we look what happened, and I don't know if there's a latest on his health. What's happening? I'll see if there's an update. So there's an update. I think it was 2 hours ago. There was update on Stephen Ogilvie, the man who survived a horrific attack from an immigrant in Belfast last night. The doctor said it was looking good and he was a fighter. They tried to bring him out of the coma, but he didn't do well, so they had to induce him again. They're going to try and take him out gradually to see how it goes. His throat, this is tragic, isn't it? It's tragic, that humanity, that why does humanity, what a place to get yourself in. God, that's actually, it's quite emotional reading this. Honestly, it's shocking. I really don't like it at all. I get really sort of touchy when things like this happen. It's horrifying. I know things like this happen all the time, and they always will, and they always have done, but it's still horrible. They're going to try and take him out gradually, see how it goes. His throat has had to be stapled from one side to the other. He's lost his left eye and socket completely. So he's lost his left eye and socket. Does that mean the whole bit? So he's the guy's. So he had 2 surgeries yesterday to rebuild his nose. Right, I knew they could rebuild his nose. I suppose they've got to start doing all that stuff now. You know, they have to, don't they? The doctor's now focusing on swelling in his face. I hope they can do something with his eye. That's what, you know, the other eye, the eye that's still there. He's lost his eye and sight in the other Is that, well, I mean, they say that, I'm just sort of hoping maybe they can do something with the eye. Can they fix his other eye? You know, I know that's probably sounding, I don't really know. Because he's lost the sight in the right eye, but it's still there. How does that work? It's just been battered, stabbed, and maybe they can do something with it and eventually can get to see it again, but I don't really know. So some of the comments here, he's lost his eyesight, another lady had a feeling. Can you imagine the fear he's going to feel waking up to darkness after that happened? I feel so bad for this man. I hope his community comes together to look after him. Don't let him live the rest of his days in fear. Well, I can't really see how much quality of life he's going to have the rest of his days. I mean, what? You can't hear, now you can't see because of that fucking animal. Can make you angry, doesn't it? Right, so that's it really, guys. Fucking hell. All this could have been prevented. How could it have been prevented? Well, it could have been prevented by not allowing that guy to come into our country. Right? So, yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Bye!